As I near the end of my 80s, I am aware of being in the elegy season. The majority of my close friends from my own generation have departed. I am haunted by many passages in Wallace Stevens, and one that I keep hearing centers his extraordinary poem, The Course of a Particular. And though one says that one is part of everything, there is a conflict, there is a resistance involved, and being part is an exertion that declines. One feels the life of that which gives life as it is. Throughout his final poems, Stevens listens for the voice he heard before the world was made. Though he is not preoccupied with occult and hermetic modes of speculation, in the manner either of William Butler Yeats or of D.H. Lawrence, he hears voices. Falling leaves cry out, houses laugh, syllables are spoken without speech, the wind breathes emotion, thoughts howl in the mind, the colossal sun sounds a scrawny cry, and the phoenix, mounted on a visionary palm tree, sings a foreign song. Sleepless like many other old men and women, I too dream what Stevens calls a heavy difference. A little while of terra paradise, I dreamed of autumn rivers, sylvus green, of sanctimonious mountains high in snow. But in that dream a heavy difference kept waking, and a mournful sense sought out, in vain, life's season or death's element. Montrachet le Jardin. When that saddens me too much, something in my spirit turns to a more intimate Stevens. The cry is part. My solitaria are the meditations of a central mind. I hear the motions of the spirit, and the sound of what is secret becomes for me a voice, that is my own voice speaking in my ear. Chocorua to its neighbor. Frequently at dawn, when I am very chilly and sit on the side of my bed, knowing it is not safe for me to go downstairs by myself in order to have some morning tea, I find deep peace in Stevens at his strongest. To say more than human things with human voice, that cannot be. To say human things with more than human voice, that also cannot be. To speak humanly from the height or from the depth of human things, that is acutest speech. Can human things be said with more than human voice? Stevens was a kind of Lucretian skeptic, as Shelley, Walt Whitman, and Walter Pater had been before him, yet of those three, only Pater would have agreed with Stevens as to whether we could hear a primordial utterance. Even Stevens had his openings to a transcendental freedom. Upon my top he breathed the pointed dark. He was not man, yet he was nothing else. If in the mind he vanished, taking there the mind's own limits, like a tragic thing, without existence, existing everywhere. William Butler Yeats, D.H. Lawrence, and rather more skeptically, Hart Crane, all were informed by the ancient tradition of Hermetism, the Greco-Egyptian speculation from which the Renaissance Hermetism developed. In that original speculation, which was inaugurated by a small group of pagan intellectuals in Hellenistic Alexandria during the 1st century of the Common Era, a story is told of how the first Adam, called Anthropos, is exalted as a divine being. Here is a crucial passage from the Hermetic discourse called The Key. For the human is a god-like living thing, not comparable to the other living things of the earth, but to those in heaven above, who are called gods. Or better, if one dare tell the truth, the one who is really human is above these gods as well, or at least they are wholly equal in power to one another. For none of the heavenly gods will go down to earth, leaving behind the bounds of heaven. Yet the human rises up to heaven and takes its measure, and knows what is in its heights and its depths, and he understands all else exactly, and, greater than all of this, he comes to be on high without leaving earth behind, so enormous is his range. Therefore, we must dare to say that the human on earth is a mortal God, but that God in heaven is an immortal human. Through these two, then, cosmos and human, all things exist, but they all exist by action of the one. Translated by Brian P. Copenhaver.